This kid in the green shirt has supposedly, according to this report, he's been brought here by his parents to this JFK hospital dying of Ebola.
20-year-old Ibaga Stewart was sick.
Oh, no! Oh, no! Mother, what would you learn?
His parents waited beside him. All signs point to the late stages of Ebola.
See, he's saying this is the late stages of Ebola. And this guy,
As sick as he is,
supposedly his dad.
he won't be allowed inside.
They do a whole report with Doctors Without Borders. They get back to this guy. They show him again. Now look at this guy. He's the one that's moaning on the ground and horribly sick. Now watch him.
After a few hours outside,
Whoa, suddenly he's moving his head pretty fast. Doesn't look nearly as sick as before. And his eyes aren't red either. I've watched some of these other New York Times videos where they talk about what these people look like in their dying throes of Ebola. They have red eyes. They're pretty easy to tell apart from the rest of the crowd. That guy's out there moving around. Now they show him again later. He's laying on the ground. They're saying people won't look at him because they think he has the virus. This guy comes out and says the hospital's full. Now watch this guy. Oh, look, now he's sitting up. And he's not nearly as sick as he looked before. He's definitely not moaning anymore.
Ibaga was finally admitted.
Yeah, he's just hanging out there. And they're not being quarantined. They're not being questioned. Nothing.
So all signs point to the late stages of Ebola, do they? This guy looks as healthy as anything. Have a look, just rolling around. His skin looks good, his face looks good. There's no urgency with the old man and the mother. This guy, give him a bit of water, no problems. There's nothing wrong with this guy. Where's the stages of, Ebola? Is he vomiting? There's a vomit all over his mouth and lips. Yeah, no worries. Calm as you like. This guy's just rolling over. Have a look at that face. That's Ebola, is it? That's a guy in his late stages of Ebola. Looks one of the most healthiest guys I've ever seen.
There's no way this guy is sick. This guy is as healthy as any 20-year-old African can be. You can see it in his face. You can see it in his body. He does not have Ebola. No fucking way he has Ebola. And he just happens to be rolling around in the dirt. Oh, go and figure. This is New York Times should never be allowed to post anything ever again. Ever. For the rest of time. New York Times is done. You're finished, New York Times. It's over with. No one should ever trust you again. You fake one story, you fake them all. You have no credibility, New York Times. You are disgusting.
The late stages of Ebola.
Late stages of Ebola. You ever seen what the real late stages of Ebola look like? They look nothing like this. All right?
Now, watch his dad leave the scene.
Nothing they are doing.
Look at his hand. Do you see that? Do you see what's in his hand? That's a wad of cash.
Have a look at his right hand. He's got a swat of notes in his hand. He's been paid for his friggin' job of bullshit acting and he's off. See you later. Let's just slow it down and see as he walks away. He's got the swat of notes in his hand. Probably a year's pay for this guy. He's quite happy. Have a look at it. There he is.
So, this guy's walking away now after he dropped that guy off who, no offense, he didn't seem all that sick later on in the video, and he didn't look like he was in the dying throes of Ebola. He didn't have the red eyes. He didn't have the hemorrhagic rash anywhere. He wasn't bleeding. He didn't have any of those signs. I get that Ben Solomon of the New York Times said all the signs point to that, but I didn't see any of those signs just because he said it. Didn't make them magically appear. Now you got this guy walking away, and look at what's in his hand. Yeah, that's a wad of cash. You explain it to me. You tell me what's going on in this. You tell me what I'm supposed to take away from this when that guy was laying there moaning, didn't look sick, then suddenly later he's moving his head all around, he's sitting up. The people that have this are so weak and frail by the time they die, they can barely move their bodies. That guy did not look sick, okay? I'm just saying, if that guy's sick, I'm Mary Poppins and I just pulled a full-size light out of my purse and turned it on.
Yes, indeed, folks, this Ebola outbreak hoax is truly brazen and unbelievable. This stuff is so obvious, and this is breaking out of NBC DFW. That's NBC local news outlet out of Dallas. And this video is in regards to the third Ebola patient, Amber Vinson. And she, in this video, as you can see here, she's being transported from an ambulance to some sort of cargo plane. And there's a guy, not even dressed up in a hazmat suit right here, like not even a few feet away. Okay? Well, I mean, if this is a real Ebola patient, if this was actually, supposed to be a quarantine situation, he would not be here, okay? This is all staged.
Look, even the media is saying this, okay? So the plainclothes man at Ebola scene perplexes viewers. If this was a real Ebola patient, this guy would be nowhere near there, okay? Nowhere. That's why these people are in these suits. Of course, they're in these suits in order to convince you that it's happening, but they have completely discredited this by having this guy standing just a few feet away.
These people are all wearing costumes. That's what they are. They're costumes, okay? This is all a set. These are props, okay? This is a Hollywood production, basically. That's basically what it is.
And you can see she's got a face mask on, right? But she's not wearing a full mask like these guys are. And this guy's coming, he's coming right up to where, look, the stretcher's right there. The thing that she had on her, a blanket or whatever. And he's coming right up to the plane. And what's he doing? He put his coffee down there. I'm pretty sure that's the cup of coffee he just placed there.
And then you got this guy, not in any kind of protective gear or anything like that. He's helping them put her contaminated belongings into these hazmat bags. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, this does not make any sense. If this person was a real Ebola patient, this guy wouldn't be here, period. Okay, this is fake. I thought Ebola was infectious. I thought it was contagious. Didn't they report on a nurse that supposedly caught it, even though she had a hazmat suit on, right? And now this guy is sitting here without even anything on. He's obviously mingling with these folks. I mean, this whole thing, it's busted, okay? Busted.
This video is very disturbing. Any medical professional watching this video knows this is a hoax. This is all a military operation. That's a military plane. All of these men are military. Everything about this is military. Since when are military experts on taking care of infectious diseases and sick patients? What's the military doing all over this patient? But there's not even a patient in that chamber. That isolation chamber. Look at the guy saluting right there in front of you. He's saluting an ambulance. After this is all over, you'll see the guy in white, one of the guys in white, you'll see him debriefing the guys in orange. There's an IV bag hanging outside. The IV, it's hanging to gravity. Since when do you not use a pump? Look at, there's equipment laying across what is supposed to be a patient. The patient never moves. There are so many things irregular about this video. It is incredible. A media circus, when usually sick people arrive on a jet, there's no media circus. They want you to know Ebola has arrived.